And coming up next, we'll get the details on that new foreclosure law. But first, let's take a look at one of the job openings from Nevada JobConnect. A Nevada attorney has filed a motion asking for an immediate hearing to stop foreclosures for people who hold an IndyMac mortgage. The motion is part of the first class action lawsuit filed against IndyMac in Nevada. Attorney Matthew Callister claims IndyMac is guilty of predatory lending practices. The lawsuit seeks to have a judge order loan modifications for all former IndyMac customers, and that includes mortgages now held by One West Bank. And joining me now is Speaker Barbara Buckley with the details on that new bill that demands that there be a mediation session before a foreclosure. How do you see that working?
Well, you know, in this economic meltdown with all of the foreclosures happening, one of the biggest stumbling blocks still to a lot of borrowers is getting in touch with their lender, trying to find them, getting the opportunity to talk about modification. And that's really what this bill is all about, to have an opportunity for the lender and the borrower, mediated by an experienced settlement judge, try to reach some resolution for folks facing foreclosures.
Because that is one of the biggest complaints we get. Every week we deal with the whole loan modification question, foreclosure, where can I get answers? But when I read the bill, it doesn't seem clear to me what happens if the lender decides not to modify the loan, that says, sorry, Ms. Buckley, I understand your problem, but I can't do anything.
Well, the difference with this program is that the mediator is going to be an experienced judge or an attorney under the supervision of the Nevada Supreme Court. Chief Justice James Hardesty of the Nevada Supreme Court, who worked on the bill with me, basically describes it as this: before any case goes to court, they take it through a settlement process. And the judges are pretty good at saying, come on, do you really want to own another home when you already own thousands in this market? You're losing money. Here you have a borrower who wants to save their home, using their powers of persuasion to try to get a good result. That's the impetus behind the whole bill.
But in reality, there really isn't a penalty if they...
No, they can say, no, I won't do it. Now, they do have to still do a few things. They still have to tell you who has the authority to renegotiate the loan, and they still have to participate in good faith. If they don't show up, the judge can sanction them, and the sanction can include modification of the loan. So there's some teeth to it, but it is not, there is nothing you can do in the law to force a lender to modify, you know, their mortgage unless it's something at the federal level.
Do you foresee any, the Supreme Court is making the actual administrative rules, and we'll be letting our viewers know where they can get the paperwork, but I mean, everybody at once, I mean, we've had 3,000 foreclosures. Are we going to be ready on day one if 3,000 people want to talk about loan modification?
It's going to be scary the first couple months of the program. I mean, conceivably, there could be 10,000 calls the first day. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Some of the mediators at the court have recruited. They've asked if they'll work Saturdays so that they can try to get through the backlog of cases. But it's going to be, I foresee it will be a stampede of folks who have basically been ignored by their lenders, who want to talk to someone. And that's okay. The court's prepared for that, and they're going to do their best to get everybody in and out as quickly as possible.
So if, let's say, if I'm scheduled for a notice of default, meaning I'm going to go into foreclosure July 1st, and you can't take my paperwork right away because there's such a demand, will there be some type of retroactive stay or?
Well, the bill applies to all notices issued after July 1. So it won't help those in the pipeline because we just couldn't get to them quick enough, and the law had to be prospective. It had to be going forward only. So it will affect anyone who receives that notice after July 1st, and there should be enough time for it to go through. If it isn't, the court likely will stay it pending the mediation going forward.
Okay. Some changes in loan modification regulations at the state too, but doesn't appear to have as much teeth as people had hoped.
I don't know. We passed a whole package of mortgage lending bills, including new regulations pertaining to foreclosure consultants. We have some folks out there who are just ripping people off when they're desperate. You know, it's the vulture syndrome. It's just pathetic. We are requiring licensing. Operating without a license is now mortgage fraud. There's criminal penalties. There's civil penalties. So we really tightened up a lot of the legislation. I think overall it's a very good package.
All right, I want to thank you, Barbara Buckley, for coming down and explaining those bills. And if you need free legal services and you meet the requirements, you can call the Legal Aid Center of Southern Nevada at 386-1070, and we'll have more information on Barbara Buckley's bill on our website. And our partners at Nevada Public Radio, KNPR, and KCEP held a town hall meeting on the effects of the mortgage crisis on minority communities. That town hall meeting will be replayed this week. Go to our website for dates and times. And the Hard Rock Hotel is hiring 1,200 people to help handle its newest expansion. They'll be holding a job fair next Monday from 10 to 2 and Tuesday from 3 to 7 at Artist Hall 1 and 2 at the Hard Rock Hotel. And joining me now is the Vice President of Human Resources. And your company is a little bit different in that you encourage people to come down and go to a job fair and not apply online.
Yes, actually we love job fairs. We want to meet people that are excited to work for the Hard Rock. And your personality, above all, beats experience. We can go online and see where you worked, but we want to know who you are.
And is that what sets what you're looking for in people? You're saying experience may not be the most important thing, that it's attitude?
It's attitude. Attitude above all. And we want happy people at the Hard Rock. Our guests come back because of our employees. And we want you to want to be there. We want you to enjoy being there. And that's our utmost importance.
Some people want to know, though, are you going to overhire and then once you open have to lay people off?
No, we're very sensitive to that. In fact, we're very proud that last year we didn't lay off one single employee. We do a lot of creative scheduling. You could work in one department and cross-train in another department. We're one big family. We like to keep everybody going. So for our expansion, we will hire a core opening team, and then we'll hire some temporary seasonal employees because our goal is not to lay off a single employee.
In terms of the expansion, what kind of jobs are top of the list right now? What do you need the most of?
For our first tower that's opening August 1st, it's going to be mainly housekeeping, environmental workers, back of the house type positions. But however, our new tower that's opening the end of this year, we're going to have everything. We're going to have restaurants, we're going to have retail, we're going to have an expanded casino, an expanded spa. So every position imaginable will be open by October, November of this year.
So when do you expect to start bringing people on? Is August the earliest or?
July.
Oh, really?
We're going to hire 2 weeks before opening so we can provide time for training, new hire orientation. So we plan on having everybody hired by July 15th.
Okay. And the bulk coming on by the end of the year or?
By October, November. And we like to hire on the spot. So come to the job fair ready to get hired because we like to interview you. And if we want you and you want to be with us, we're going to hire you on the spot.
Wow. I don't think many casinos do that, do they?
I don't think so, but I think that's what makes the Hard Rock special. I think our employees appreciate that. We have a program called Friends and Family, and just like an internal applicant has priority, if you are a Hard Rock employee and you refer a friend or family member, we treat them like they're our friends and family. So they have priority interviews and priority chance to the openings.
Okay, and real quickly too, you have a Twitter feed every day that has hot jobs up?
Every day we get on there and we'll post what's going on, so make sure you don't miss out. If you do apply online, we will also email you of our job fairs because we want you to come out and meet us.
All right, Carrie Messina, I want to thank you very much for coming down and filling us in on the latest at the Hard Rock. And you can check out their Twitter page, as Carrie talked about. That's Twitter Hard Rock Las Vegas Jobs, or go to their main page at hardrockhotel.com.